because of all these experiences, because of all what you feel there, because of all what you experience, because of all these emotions, where at a certain point you might stand there and think like, what is actually me? What do I feel? And why is it always so exhausting for me? That's when we often choose to more and more go into a state of, no, I rather not choose to be in community. No, I rather not choose to do something with my friends. No, I rather choose to be by myself, because that's when I'm actually only in my energy. That's actually when I do not feel so much, when I do not feel so much of the surrounding. And that's on one hand great, because in that time, you will get to know your energy. You will get to know how you feel like. And you will have the ability to start to understand what is yours and what is the other person. But where it starts to get a little bit wobbly and difficult is if you only stay alone. Then when you are connecting with other people, it's even going to be more challenging for you to stay with yourself, because your system is not used to that anymore. Having so much impulses from the outside, in that moment when you start to reconnect, that's totally overflooding for your nervous system as well. So what I can recommend you there is, if you feel you need alone time, great. Take that for yourself, and it's very good if you also do that. But also regularly go out of your little snail house, I call it now. Go out of that house and learn to intercommunicate, to connect with others, and learning there to focus on yourself. Learning there to even more observe. How do they react now without having to go with your energy out? And I will also make another video about how it's possible for you to more stay with the focus in yourself and not always having to jump with your energy into the outside. Okay? So when you also have then the tendency over some time that you feel so alone, that you actually are with a lot of people, but you still feel alone, you still feel not connected, that also easily comes from the factor that in the past, maybe, or still now, you're a lot in the outside. You're a lot with the awareness not really anchored in yourself. And in that way, you lost the kind of deep inner connection to your heart, to yourself, not really knowing who and what you are and what you feel. And sometimes we also did that when we experienced a lot. We disconnect, a bit like dissociate also ourselves from ourselves, to not having to connect to these old parts. So when feelings of being alone come into your life, what you can always consider for yourself is to ask yourself these questions. Am I avoiding to be with myself? Am I avoiding to listen to my feelings? Am I avoiding to truly listen to the inside? Am I a lot with my attention right now on others, trying to please others, trying to make everything good for others, so harmony is outside, so that you feel like, okay, now I can also rest? You can ask yourself just lovingly these questions without judging yourself. Oh, now I'm again on the outside, or oh, now again lost my connection to myself. We can always do that in the most loving way with ourselves. It does not mean that we have to be hard to ourselves again. And what I can recommend there, and you can do one of the meditations that I also uploaded, is to take these times for yourself when you feel like, whoa, okay, maybe I've been a lot on the outside lately. Maybe I feel a bit alone because this deep inner connection to myself is gone. I'm trying to look for more attention from the outside. I try to look for more love from the outside. Okay, let me take this hour, this half hour, these 15 minutes, this day, whatever you choose in that moment, and can just invite you to do that on a regular daily basis, to take your spaces, to take your little containers only for yourself, and to just reconnect with yourself. And we can always very well use our breath for that. There's another video also coming for that. to use a kind of meditation, to use a kind of breath, to really go back here into yourself. Also not like I have to create or I have to connect myself with something higher or I have to connect myself with something else. The only thing that I recommend you in that moment first is to reconnect to your body. To remember that you have this vessel here which wants to be lived from the inside out, not from the outside in. It wants to be lived from the inside out. And whenever you can reconnect fully with yourself in the inside, you will also automatically feel more connection to the outside. And it's a path. It's a path from this highly sensitive to this empowered intuitive, because we also, in a way, have to let go of all these conditionings. We have to let go and release all these old traumas and all these old experiences that we have, that it was not safe to feel at all, that it was not safe to be connected with my feeling, and that feeling is actually something very powerful and strong. It's a journey, and allow yourself to walk this journey and not be disappointed if it doesn't work straight away. Okay? So, little sum up for you. If you feel alone sometimes and you feel that you are also quite a highly sensitive person, and sometimes even we are highly sensitive when we don't think we are. We're all sensitive beings. There are people who are already like a bit more in the connectivity to the highly sensitivity, that they really feel maybe even radio vibrations, Wi-Fi's around them. And it is not about shutting yourself even more off and going more into aloneness and going more into living alone in a forest or on the beach. Even if I love to be outside, I love to connect with people. It's not about only being alone. So when you feel like you want to be only alone, check in with yourself. Am I really connected with myself? Am I putting too much focus on this highly sensitive part? Am I learning for myself to be more grounded in my feeling, to feel more safe with my feeling? That's the big part of learning there. Feeling safe with your feelings, feeling grounded with your feelings, because then you can always come from a very deep anchored place out to the world, connect with the people where it feels good for you, connect with the places, go to the places, do the job, whatever you do. And it's totally normal to take your introvert time and to be extrovert, but it's not normal to just be one or just be the other. And I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next video.